Right now on Daily Planet, inspecting the brains of a skyscraper. We'll go behind the scenes of the tallest building in Latin America, a structure designed to withstand major earthquakes. Hi there, welcome to Daily Planet. I'm Natasha Stillwell. Jay's away. Also on the show, we'll take a look at the new movie Deja Vu and find out about the realities of time travel. Plus, we'll jump off the high tower to discover the physics of diving into a swimming pool. But first, we're off to Mexico City for an insider's tour of the tallest building in Latin America. Every morning, about 9,000 people come to work in this building. It's one of Mexico City's newest skyscrapers. It's called Torre Mayor, which means Great Tower. At 55 stories tall, it's the tallest building in Latin America. But what makes Torre Mayor special isn't so much its size, but its brains. Torre Mayor is one of the smartest buildings in the world.
We are one of the best buildings in the world. We control air condition, elevators, electricity, water supply, security, safety systems. We control everything using only one computer.
The computer is called the BMS, or Building Management System. This is Torre Mayor's brain. It knows who's coming and going. It knows if the water pressure is too low. It can tell how much electricity a tenant is using. It controls how much fresh air is pumped into the building, and it monitors the temperature of that air. If it's not being cooled enough, the computer can figure out if the problem is a lack of cold water, a broken motor, or an open office door. The BMS monitors and controls every element of this building's life.
Torre Mayor is the example to follow for all the rest of the buildings in Mexico. We are making history in our country.
But there's more to this smart building than a powerful computer. Drive to Torre Mayor and the chances are pretty good that you will find a parking spot. That's because every spot fits 2 cars. The first cars to arrive are lifted up on elevators. That makes room for another car to park underneath. 2,000 cars can park in the underground parking lot, and as soon as you leave your car, the building's elaborate security system starts to track you. There are 157 security cameras throughout the building. They're in lobbies, hallways and elevators. Every square inch of public space is monitored. Security guards don't just monitor the cameras though, they operate them. They can pan around and zoom in if they spot trouble. This camera on the building's roof can zoom in on a pedestrian 225 meters below. It's a security system that was developed with 9/11 in mind.
The idea is to protect not only our building, to protect the people is the most important. And of course, after these events, we apply all this knowledge in the security.
For Torre Mayor to function, it has to be able to move people. So the building has a whopping 27 elevators. And you won't have to wait more than 24 seconds for one. The elevators that go to the higher floors go as fast as 6 meters per second. Getting to the top of Torre Mayor shouldn't take more than 108 seconds.
A city like Mexico City, everybody is running all the time. And when they push the button, they need a quick response. That's our service, to respond immediately to his call.
Not surprisingly, a computer monitors every elevator to make sure the system is running at its peak. It keeps track of how many trips each elevator makes in a day and how long people are kept waiting. It's like running a railway. In fact, in 1 year, all the elevators in this building make the equivalent of 7 trips around the world. But making the elevators run on time is not the biggest challenge at Torre Mayor. Keeping it from falling down is. Mexico City is on a major fault line. There are small earthquakes every day, and every once in a while there's a big one. This earthquake in 1985 had a magnitude of 8.1. 10,000 people died, hundreds of buildings were destroyed. Torre Mayor was built to withstand earthquakes more powerful than that. For starters, the entire building sits on 252 concrete piles. They're so long, they're embedded into bedrock, 60 meters below the building. But the most notable feature is these dampers spread throughout the building. They're giant shock absorbers that are filled with silicone fluid. They absorb and dissipate most of the energy of a quake. There are 98 of these dampers built strategically into the building's steel frame. The result? In this building, a magnitude 8.5 earthquake would feel like a stiff breeze.
It's the safest place in Mexico City. because not only for the structure, the design, the dampers, because we tested this building in the past with at least 8 big earthquakes and nothing happened, even a break glass, nothing.
There's a full-time staff of 120 people making sure Torre Mayor runs smoothly. Most of the building's occupants won't notice their efforts. But when those people come to work, the elevators will be on time. The air will be clean and fresh, the water will flow, and the power won't fail. And if an earthquake does hit, the 9,000 people in Latin America's tallest building probably won't notice that either.
Thank you very much for watching. I'm Natasha Stower. Going to leave you now with magician David Blaine in the midst of his latest publicity stunt. It's fashioned after Leonardo da Vinci's Proportions of Man drawing.
You're watching Discovery Channel.
As this Discovery Channel featurette describes, Torre Mayor is much more than just a pretty face. Not only is it the tallest building in Latin America, it is also the most efficient and productive office space in Mexico. Torre Mayor has been recognized with several national and international awards for its design and innovation. The Reichmann name is synonymous with excellence in high-rise office development and in creating commercial and financial centers. Over the past 40 years, with major projects that transform urban skylines, such as First Canadian Place in Toronto, World Financial Center in New York, and Canary Wharf in London, and now Torre Mayor in Mexico City, Reichmann has achieved worldwide prominence in the real estate industry. The Reichmann organization has accumulated experience in the development and management of large-scale real estate projects under extremely complex conditions. The Reichmann team possesses the skill to not only build with exceptional quality, achieving pre-established budgets and schedules, but to then also operate these Class A office buildings with sound judgment to serve their tenants, investors, and communities. Reichmann acquired the land for Torre Mayor in 1994, during the early days of NAFTA. The site is located on Paseo de la Reforma, the most important and beautiful avenue of Mexico City's central business district. It can also be said that Torre Mayor's greatness lies not only in its landmark setting in the city, but also in spite of the challenges of this geographic location.
If Defiance were a building, it might look like this. This is the Torre Mayor, the biggest tower. At 55 stories, it's the tallest skyscraper in Latin America. President Vicente Fox calls it the symbol of a new Mexico. And it is. 2 decades after the disastrous earthquake of 1985, Mexico City is no longer afraid to reach for the sky.
Torre Mayor's innovative seismic damper system adds to the high level of efficiency and productivity which this 77,000 square meter building delivers to its tenants as a result of its several other high technology and state-of-the-art operating systems, electrical, telecommunications, life safety, ventilation, among others. Torre Mayor's architectural and engineering design further amplifies the tower's efficiency and productivity. Leased areas are essentially column-free, and this, when combined with a fully finished core, results in optimal floor layouts for tenants, hence optimum workspaces for their employees. Torre Mayor is an airtight building, which translates into energy savings and individualized temperature comfort for Torre Mayor's occupants. The building management system double filters inside air to minimize suspended particles, chemicals, and odors, thus providing a healthier environment and reducing tenant-worker absences. And talking about convenience for the building's 10,000 occupants, Torre Mayor provides a full complement of tenant services in its 3,100 square meter commercial area, including food court, coffee shop, florist, dry cleaner, travel agency, banks, and much more, to create a virtually self-contained business environment for Torre Mayor's workers and visitors. Torre Mayor is home to a top list of national and global companies. The building's rent roll represents a who's who of the best companies doing business in Mexico today, many of whom are repeat clients located in multiple Reichmann projects. Torre Mayor, the Reichmann International's enlightened professional asset and property management, is continually reinventing itself for its tenants and investors. A good example is the conference center at Torre Mayor. This facility was conceived after the building was occupied in response to tenant needs. It includes a 200-seat auditorium, as well as other meeting rooms that are available to tenants for training sessions, conferences, and receptions. The conference center at Torre Mayor includes top-quality audio-video equipment, teleconferencing capability, and wireless PC connections to integrate tenants' computer systems directly and seamlessly from their offices throughout the tower. But what about merging business affairs with social and health activities? This modern lifestyle is now possible in Mexico City at Torre Mayor. Tenants and others can enjoy the exclusive distinction of being part of Club Piso 51, a first-class private club at the top of Torre Mayor. Torre Mayor is also being enhanced through an 8,000 square meter adjacent expansion. The Reforma 489 building is in its early stages of development and planned for occupancy by the end of 2008. The entrepreneurial spirit and depth of experience of Reichmann International is profoundly evidenced in its achievement of developing, leasing, and managing Torre Mayor. The Reichmann commitment to long-term quality and high-rise office development has made possible this extraordinary project. Torre Mayor, a world-class building in a world-class city.
First, we're off to Mexico City for an insider's tour of the tallest building in Latin America.
Every morning, about 9,000 people come to work in this building. It's one of Mexico City's newest skyscrapers. It's called Torre Mayor, which means Great Tower.
Hi there, welcome to Daily Planet. I'm Natasha Stillwell. Jay's away. Also on the show, we'll take a look at the new movie Deja Vu and find out about the realities of time travel. Plus, we'll jump off the high tower to discover the physics of diving into a swimming pool. But
55 stories tall, it's the tallest building in Latin America. But what makes Torre Mayor special isn't so much its size, but its brains. Torre Mayor is one of the smartest buildings in the world.
We are one of the best buildings in the world. We control air condition, elevators, electricity, water supply, security, safety systems. We control everything using only one computer.
The computer is called the BMS, or Building Management System. This is Torre Mayor's brain. It knows who's coming and
right now on Daily Planet, inspecting the brains of a skyscraper. We'll go behind the scenes of the tallest building in Latin America, a structure designed to withstand major earthquakes.